Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy OG, and man, I'm back. It's been so long since I uploaded, but thank you for staying with me. Um, Finished up the semester at college not even a month ago, and I'm back, man, because this is such an ass video to make, but I have to do it, man. I'm a day late. But either way, this had to be made because the Lakers lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Phoenix Suns, 6 games. LeBron James is now 14-1 in the first round, man. Never thought I'd see the day, but I don't want to say I saw this coming because I was still hopeful for the Lakers season. But when you're given a 2 month off season and you have someone as fragile as Anthony Davis as your second option, that's not really favorable odds for going back to back. That's all I'm gonna say. The role players did not do their thing whatsoever this entire series. I think Kuzma just put himself on the trading block for a 2050 third round pick, even though there is no third round in the NBA. I mean, this dude was awful this series. I just had to go right at his head, man. He was terrible. They like when you're 25 years old like he is now, and it's unbelievable that he's 25 already because it feels like just yesterday he was this young prodigy. He was this young prodigy that the Lakers fans, myself included, were expecting a lot out of, and he has never reached that level of production that he got in his first 2 years. Honestly, it seems like he's been regressing ever since then. Ever since the Anthony Davis trade was made, and I know that his looks obviously went down when AD joined the team, but oh my God, he is terrible, man. He has been absolutely awful for this series and this whole season, really. He had one good stretch, one good month where he was actually helping out. I think AD might have been out, maybe even Braun too. But man, what a disappointing way to go out. I knew when they went down 3-2, that was probably it. Because you just saw that their body language was just not there. They did not care about being in the playoffs anymore. And man, I just think looking back, Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee were such crucial losses for the Lakers because they had no big play when Anthony Davis was out. I think Andre Drummond was a very, very desperate signing. I didn't think he was gonna have great impact. He really didn't. Got some rebounds, but when that's all you're doing on the court, you're kind of just taking up space for a team that struggles with scoring. So I don't know why you would have him out there most of the games. As you saw in Game 6, they actually just didn't play him. They just played Marc Gasol and Harrell, and you saw how that went. Not much better. I didn't like Gasol coming into this season, anyways. I think he's just so slow, and he's just regressed so much from being a defensive player of the year to what he is now. I think he needs to be, overseas within a couple months, man. And I don't think Kuz even really deserves an overseas roster spot because of how fucking awful he was this whole season, bro. I cannot believe this man Kuz convinced the world he is better than Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, even Josh Hart. He's not better than Josh Hart, bro. And Josh Hart is a Pelicans glue guy at this point. He's not a superstar. He's not even a star. He's barely even a role player. And Kuz convinced the world he's better than all three of them. I'm just so disappointed in him, man. Had such great expectations for him when he was younger. And now you see him right now in what's supposed to be his prime at 25 years old. And it's really disappointing, man. You just hate to see it because the Lakers have been struggling with developing talent in the last couple years. I know you got D'Angelo Russell, but he never really reached his full potential on the Lakers. It was when they traded him to the Nets when he really found his role. And man, that really just hits you hard, man. Knowing that the Lakers traded pretty much their whole future in hopes of building a dynasty with AD and LeBron. It might be over, guys. A lot of people are saying that LeBron is done after going out in the first round. I might agree with that because if you think about it, really, the Brooklyn Nets, they've never even reached their full strength, man. That's very scary because I mean, you think about Dinwiddie tearing his ACL, and that changes everything because right now Brooklyn's the heavy favorite to win anyways. But now that they have bench depth coming back next season, very scary, man. Very scary. Brooklyn is right now, I think, just the biggest favorite to win the championship since the Warriors, like the prime Warriors with KD and stuff. Crazy, man. I think they are their big three. Very easily could be the greatest big three of all time. And I know that the Warriors a couple years ago had a great big three. I just think Kyrie edges out Clay by this much, man. Yeah, just really crazy to think about the Warriors, how badly they washed up. Man, bro, I read somewhere this is the first finals since 2010 without Curry or LeBron, which I mean, that's just crazy to think about, man. That's just so crazy. Just shows you that the NBA is now trending in a new direction. Maybe give it a couple more years, but then these young guys, man, they're taking over, and it's crazy to think about. Just how long LeBron has been doing it, you know? I mean, even when I was in kindergarten, this man was going to finals, and I'm in college now, so it's just crazy. It's the same thing with Tom Brady, but still, the longevity on both of those guys, unreal, unreal. Back to the subject at hand, though, man. The Lakers. It's really just so disappointing how they performed, because I mean, there were so many stretches in pretty much every game where they would have quarters of like 15 points or less. And when you're playing a team like Phoenix, who doesn't struggle scoring the ball as much as you guys do, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. And they weren't even playing great defense. They were just getting stomped every single time. And it sucks, you know? I can't believe this series was as close as it was. I guess, those great AD games that he provided when he was healthy really made a difference. But, oh my gosh, man. To see the whole team quit like that in the last two games, it was really discouraging, man. Just made me not want to watch Lakers ball. I even turned the game. I turned Game 6 off at like halftime. It's like, do you guys even want to win right now? What the body language was just so off. It was just hard to watch, man. Hard to even stomach as a Lakers fan. And I guess you could say I'm a LeBron fan, but that's really only because he went to the Lakers. Like when he was on the Cavaliers, I thought he was cool. He wasn't my favorite player, Right now, I'd say probably my favorite player to watch isn't even LeBron anymore. It's Luka Doncic, man. That's the boy, baby bird. That's the next face of the NBA. LeBron's going to hand him the torch. I don't care about a Zion, a Jason Tatum. All those dudes don't even compare to Luka Doncic, man. The stuff he does at the young age of 22 is really insane. He's averaging what? I think 38 and 7 against the Clippers this series. It's probably more than that, man. He's just been absolutely cooking, and it's fun to watch, man. Luka plays such a great brand of basketball. Sometimes I think he's a little inefficient. He takes way too many bad shots. But when you don't have as much support as maybe a Kawhi or PG, that's what you got to do, because in my opinion, Porzingis, man, he's the real playoff P. I mean, he's the real pandemic P right now. He's been awful. He has been He's on the worst contract right now in the NBA, Porzingis. You literally cannot trade Kristaps Porzingis right now with the contract he has and the performances he has. Who is going to take his contract? He is god awful. I mean, I would probably dig into him as much as I do with Kuz if I was a Mavericks fan. Probably more because he's expected to be the second star and he's not even a star, man. He's garbage. He's reduced himself to a role player. You're 7'3" and you can dribble. You can do all this stuff. He has an outside shot. But when they need him most, he just doesn't show up. And that's really a problem. And I think he needs to have a great game 7 or else they're going to start looking in other directions. Even though, like I said, you cannot trade him. I just think the Mavs need another superstar to bring in. But with Porzingis' contract, man, and Luka's extension, on the horizon, it's going to be hard to budget that. But, best of luck to the Mavs. I hope to be smoking on Clippers pack. I believe they're playing tomorrow night, man. So I hope to have it in my hand. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, man. Got an important phone call, but I hope to be having that Clippers pack in my hand tomorrow night at midnight. Hopefully it's going to be a good game because this series they've been taking turns just kind of slamming on each other. And it's kind of fun to watch, but when each team just goes cold and the other team just takes over, it's not that great. I want to see like a shootout game where they're both just going at it with everything. I think Hardaway Jr. had a great game last night. Sorry guys for talking about the Mavericks right now in the Lakers video, but the Mavs are just are trending in such a great direction where I have to talk about them and their future. If you're a Mavericks fan, you got to be happy right now, regardless of the way this series ends. Obviously, you want to win though, because it's the Clippers. Just kind of realized how much this video lacks structure, but I kind of like it, so I'm gonna keep going with it. Yeah, dude, fucking Lakers. That's really all I could say. 2-month off season. You saw how bad the off season really was. And the toll it took on teams like the Heat and the Lakers. The Heat, I really have no clue how that even happened. How do you get swept after beating the Bucks in 5 just not even a year ago? Not even a year ago. I mean, it's just fucking crazy that they got ran off the court, man. They didn't even have a chance most games. Like first quarter, it was done. Most games. Jimmy G, man, is he legit or not, guys? I don't know if Jimmy G or Jimmy G buckets, as I should say. I don't want people to think I'm talking about Garoppolo. Jimmy G buckets, man. Do you go forward with him as the first option? Because in my opinion, no, you do not. You do not go that direction. I just don't think he's the man. Same thing with the Knicks. Julius Randle is not the man. You cannot have him as the first option in the playoffs, man. Fuck that. Playoffs are about superstar power. You need to have stars, real stars, not most improved players. You need superstars to win playoff games. That's why Trae Young ran him off the court in 5 games, man. Anyways, guys, I'm really, as you can see by this video, man, I really was not trying to talk about the Lakers at all. So I'm just going to end the video off here. Hopefully you guys are already subscribed, but if not, why'd you watch a 14-minute video of a guy with 17 subscribers that you're not subscribed to? Come on, man. Anyways, y'all take it easy. Orange Gatorade talk. I'm taking the sports out of my name, by the way, because there's no more Lakers to talk about, man. So for this summer, I want to talk about, shows, movies, music, really anything. Because the summer is not really like a great season for sports. I know I started watching baseball. No one really wants to hear a guy talk about baseball that just started watching. So, anyways, guys, take it easy.